Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Off the Air Productions, and it is time for The Voice Opinion. I am your host, the one, the only, the JSB. I'm joined by the lovely Ben Payson and the very fearful Jacob Sandoval. Ladies and gentlemen, we have such an exciting show up today. We got a lot of interesting topics going on. How you guys been doing? How's the week been for you lovely folks?
Lovely. I've been having a lovely week. I've been called lovely twice in a week by JSB. This never happened before. I don't know what to do.
You should feel very special.
This is the thing. I love JSB, and I think it's been a lovely week, but I'm not fearful.
You are fearful.
I'm a brave guy.
No, it's not. It's not that you're like afraid. It's like that you strike fear into the hearts of others.
But that's not how you use that adjective right there.
You know, I tried really
is
hard on that intro, Sandoval. You don't have to ruin it, okay? That's why I call you fearful. That's why you don't get lovely.
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ. But we got an exciting show today, guys. So I think a lot of people have noticed. I definitely noticed. I'm a big music connoisseur. I love music. That's a lie. I hate music. But our good old friend Justin Bieber is in the news with music lately. Sandoval, do you want to give us the scoop on what's going on with our friend the Biebs?
All right. So Justin Bieber in the news has just released his new song, Yumming, and he's been constantly and relentlessly telling his fans, yo, go stream this song, go put it on repeat. Actually, you know what? You should go the extra mile and buy this song wherever you can buy it. And, you know, it's getting to the point where it's kind of disturbing.
It's getting so gross. Like, I understand Justin Bieber. He's one of the biggest celebrities, one of the biggest musicians on the planet, even after taking this hiatus he was on. But still, to have to drop to that depth of begging your fans to download this song, to put it on, to not mute it, you can only turn it down and have it playing in the background while you're sleeping. Like, what is going through his mind? Why is he so obsessed with getting this song to chart? Like, we all know that, I don't know personally, but I believe that position on the chart doesn't matter as much as people make it out to be. I mean, it's a number. I don't know if it affects how much money they make with the song or whatever, but it just seems like it's not worth all this disturbingness he's putting his poor fans through, all this desperation he's feeling. It's so weird.
I think it affects legacy. I think that's the main thing that it affects if you're number one for a certain amount of weeks or whatever, a top album or something like that. But I agree. I mean, it's a little bit of a weird situation to see this level of begging for clicks or watches. But the thing is, a lot of people do this kind of stuff right now. It's just kind of the age that we're in. And it's unfortunate, but it just is what it is, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The desperation, like both JSB and Ben are talking about, is there's this video of him that we all just looked at of Justin Bieber going to Instagram Live, clicking on one of the fans, the Beliebers, and telling her, instead of he says, "Hey, what's up?" and then he just immediately asks her if she has a computer on her and if she can go show him that she had purchased Yummy on iTunes. And that video is extremely gross, because my original opinion was like, you know, this guy just has his media team, however much he pays them, just doing whatever they can to boost Yummy things with the million music videos he's released. I don't know if you guys know, but he also has like 5 different music videos.
And one with the notorious Lele Pons, one of the worst creators on the internet. Jesus Christ.
But, you know, it's to this point where it no longer seems like it's his media team that it feels like Justin doesn't care anymore. He made the song, it didn't do well, and at this point he feels like he's just it feels like to me he's just running through the motions, and he really doesn't care.
I mean, looking at
the song isn't going to
lyrics,
chart. That's the thing. Like, and I think that's the other thing. Like, people don't like the song.
You can, looking at the lyrics, you can tell he didn't put a whole lot of effort into this. Like, you got. Let me read you the chorus, folks. Now this is, and I quote: "Yeah, you got that yummy yum, that yummy yum, that yummy yummy. Yeah, you got that yummy yum." That, my friends, is the chorus of this song.
It's beautiful.
I don't. What is it? What is this?
Yeah, we don't want to really talk about what this song is about.
But you know what's funny?
Yeah,
so
this song is about something.
Yeah, we think we know what it is, right?
Yeah,
and then when you go to YouTube and you watch one of the videos he puts to it, it's a picture of a bunch of babies.
Oh yeah, that was.
What the heck?
I think
this kid's losing his mind.
I literally don't think he cares anymore. That's my opinion on it. I don't think this is Justin pulling the strings in the background. I think it's just his media team telling him, we got to go viral. What goes viral? Babies, Instagram lives,
Lele Pons.
Controversy.
That's too big of a word, Ben. You got
controversy. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
No. Yeah.
Do you think he knows that people are getting upset and he's trying to do that? Because that's an interesting thing you just said there, Ben. You think he's trying to make people mad on purpose to get people to talk about it like we are?
It's working, apparently, because we're talking about it right here on The Voiced Opinion. I mean, there's stuff when it comes to these people that are trying to get their songs out. I mean, it's a weird kind of middle ground where you want people to really like stuff, but also you want it to become popular. I mean, like Kanye West a couple of years ago put out a song that like the main lyrics are poopity scoop, and people listen to that a lot. So there's some level of controversy and intrigue when something dumb comes out. I think that, it's an interesting thing to look at.
Yeah, that poopity scoop song didn't do so well.
No, it didn't do so well. No.
This, to me, it's like when it comes to music, you can say all the things you want about good publicity is good. Any kind of publicity is good publicity. But with Bat's music, that's not the case. You're not going to get, you might get an extra 500,000, but you're not going to get anything special. You're not going to start charting with bad controversy with music because people have to like the song, and people right now don't like the song.
Well, and some people do. Some people do. I think some people definitely do like the song. I've heard it.
Some people, but not enough for it to. Well, it is charting.
It's charting at number 2 right now, so it's right there.
It really is charting.
He's doing this to his fans.
No, I think it's just his fans have. He just has a lot of fans.
Yeah,
I think that's all it is. It's like Nickelback.
I think he's losing relevance. He's becoming irrelevant. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's losing relevancy. I don't know. I think it goes to show you, because I didn't know it was charting. I knew they played it on the radio, but I didn't know it was number 2. Yeah. And that goes to show you that, there's a niche audience for Justin Bieber, and they love him so much that they will get him to that number 1 spot.
We'll see. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fans for you. And you heard my rant last week about him, so. We have some very, very interesting news coming into the world of Star Wars. Now, we had our whole podcast last week all about our thoughts on the Disney Star Wars takes. And there's been a very, very interesting updates in the world of Disney Star Wars, ladies and gentlemen. The very hyped, very anticipated Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series has officially been postponed. The lead writer has been removed for creative differences. Have you guys heard that before? Creative differences with a Disney movie? Kind of sounds a little bit familiar. How worried are you guys about this new Obi-Wan series getting messed up because of this? Are you still excited for it? And why do you think this keeps happening with these Disney movies? Especially Star Wars, because we haven't seen it happen. Like, it happens with Marvel here and there, but the only Star Wars project that hasn't had that problem is The Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think my take on it is I am very excited still because Ewan McGregor's part of the project still, and it's going to be something that I'm really excited to see, but I am definitely worried. I mean, Solo is a movie that I think turned out as good as it could have with the crazy stuff you're talking about. You're talking about Ron Howard took over in the middle of production. I think hopefully they're able to get this back on track. I don't know why it's such a big problem for them to get somebody who they like their vision and then they can execute that vision. I think that's the big problem because I think what's going on is you have a superimposed vision of what things should be like from Disney and whoever's at the top of Star Wars right now. And that might coincide with something that the vision of this director that they took on wanted. And that's might have been the problem there. And they ended up, the big company decided, all right, we're going to get somebody who agrees with our vision, which we'll find out. It might be a good gamble. I'm not really sure. But the fact that this continues to happen tells me that there's some sort of a conflict between what the actual studio wants and what these independent directors who come in want.
I would kind of disagree with that, to be honest with you, because I don't think it's the studio. I definitely feel like it's the studio to an extent, but I also think that Ewan McGregor has a big role to play in this. Because, to tell you the truth, I think Ewan McGregor is one of the few characters that came out unscathed. One of the only actors that came out unscathed in the prequels. People loved him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I think when what he brings to the table to the character is very important to the fans and very important to him. And so when he announced that he was going to do this Obi-Wan Kenobi show, he was super excited and he was ready to bring it his all. And I look at what happened to Mark Hamill in the sequels and how he said he fundamentally disagreed with the direction Luke was going. But then he just rolled with it. I feel like Ewan McGregor looks at that and he's going to say, I'm not going to make the same mistake. Do
you think he has the right to do that?
Oh, 100%. Because I think Mark Hamill, Ewan McGregor brings their characters to life. And they know what these characters will do. At the end of the day, it is the story. It is just a story. But those actors are breathing life into these characters. And I think they have some liberties when it comes to creativity and that kind of thing.
Now, I heard a very interesting take from John Campa. He's one of those movie people on YouTube. And all these problems throughout the Star Wars with all these productions and all these creative differences, he thinks, and I kind of agree with him, that the problem's coming from Kathleen Kennedy. Now, I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, down with Kennedy, she's killing my childhood and all that stuff. No, I'm not like that.
I don't know, dude.
I'm with that with Disney, but I'm not putting it all on this one person. I don't blame her for everything.
Okay.
I think she shouldn't be in her position, but I don't think it's all of her fault.
I'm not down with Kathleen. I'm not down with Kathleen Kennedy, but
she shouldn't be in her position.
I don't think she should be anywhere near.
But no, hear me out. So she's a fantastic producer. She was producer for all these amazing movies with Steven Spielberg. George Lucas handpicked her and everything. So she definitely has talent and she definitely has skill, right? But she is a producer for movies. That is such a different job than being a studio head and having to choose these people who can be loyal to these productions and choosing these people who are going to stick around and being able to manage all these different things. Like, what was the Marvel guy's name? Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Like Feige. She doesn't have the skills that Feige has to orchestrate this huge entire universe because he's just so good at that. And compared to her, she's just much better at a producer role. So I think, like I was saying, I don't think Kathleen Kennedy is a horrible human being or anything. I don't think she's untalented at all. I just don't think she's in the right position. And I think her being in that position is the reason for seeing all of these creative differences we're seeing with all these different Star Wars projects. Like I said, literally every Star Wars project besides The Mandalorian has faced similar issues with the production getting halted, directors changing, writers changing. So I think she's going to be the problem with this problem in the Star Wars universe. What do you guys think about Kathleen Kennedy and her role in these situations?
I'll go first, and I'll say that wasn't she a part of The Mandalorian? Like, it's not like they hired out another producer for The Mandalorian, and she made that. She wasn't
the producer. She's the studio director. So she chose who produced and everything. So she made a good choice with that.
And I think you're going to have that with everybody. Like, I look at George Lucas and I see he made the prequels, and that was his choice to make the prequels, and nobody liked them. I think you got to give and take with some of these situations. You got to learn when you're going to lose some and learn that you're going to win some. And when it comes to Kennedy, I think she's completely fine. I definitely don't think she's the problem, but I definitely think that when it comes to selecting people, it's a hard process. And I like that they're backtracking on some of their decisions.
I like that they're trying to get something good out, I think.
Exactly.
To make something clear, and Kathleen Kennedy, she's the president of Lucasfilm, so she's in a pretty high position. But she definitely, here's the problem with us having our opinion on it right now. None of us know the full extent to how much her decisions are influenced by the bosses above her as well as by incumbency below her. We can't really see that. We can only see she's the name that's being attached to these things that are going on. So I'm going to save my opinion for any details that come out with it. As long as the series is good, I'm fine waiting a little bit longer. I want to make sure it's good. So if this is a move to make sure that series is good, I'm with it.
Yeah, I don't mind waiting for it. I would rather it take longer and be better than have it be rushed and just kind of Rise of Skywalker-ish, So I definitely think, especially with these problems, definitely delay it indefinitely. Don't give us any dates. Just let us, let it be ready when it's ready.
You know what this is really bad news for? Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. I was about to say that.
Because I watched it for The Mandalorian. We're waiting until next year for The Mandalorian, and I was hoping that they would get that Obi-Wan series out soon to keep that Disney Plus stuff that I want to see, and it's not happening. I might just unsubscribe from it.
Or guess who still doesn't have Disney Plus?
Oh, you still haven't seen The Mandalorian, though.
Still haven't seen it, though. Yeah.
It's so good.
Just do it illegally.
I have my way. Well, dude, keep it on the down low, man.
Or I'll give you my login. Oh. I don't pay for it. I'm using my girlfriend, so it's good. It's good. I don't support Disney. But interesting topic about that, Ben. We are going to talk a little bit more about streaming services, but I think Disney Plus is going to be in some serious doo-doo if they don't start making some original content to fill that. Now, of course, we have the Clone Wars, and a lot of people are excited about this final season of the Clone Wars. I know it's had a lot of hype. A lot of the fans are really, really dedicated to this animated series. Personally, I haven't gotten into it as much. It's definitely something I want to get into because it seems like something I'd enjoy. But again, binge watching a season of a show doesn't take that long. And after that, you can only watch these Disney movies so many times before you want to, save, what is it, $10 a month?
Mm-hmm. But I definitely think that they're going to do what they did with The Mandalorian, is do weekly releases.
Ooh, you're right.
Because that's the thing, that's how you get people hooked, is you do the weekly releases, and so they have to stick around for a month or two before they can finish their series. And we don't know, well, did they confirm how many more episodes the new Clone Wars is going to be?
They probably did. I'm just not aware. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I'm assuming, because most of them have around, I think, 20.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of episodes. I think they're about 30 minutes each.
And I think this whole thing is interesting, that they're going ahead and doing this, because I know they made Rebels, and Rebels kind of wrapped up a lot of those characters who were in the Clone Wars, and to me, it's like, why would I care about any of these characters now? Like, I know exactly what happens to them at the end of Rebels, and that's that. Like, am I gonna just look in and watch them live like a couple months out before it all comes crashing down? Like, I don't know. It's very confusing.
Apparently, okay, so there's going to be 12 episodes. So not as many as usual, I guess, but there's going to be 12, and it will release weekly. So it's not going to be all at once. But the thing that people really like about the Clone Wars is it takes all these prequel characters that have a good backstory, but they're just not good with the prequels, and they make them good. Like, I heard Anakin Skywalker is such a more improved character in the Clone Wars compared to his appearances in 2 and 3. So I think people are excited to see the end of his arc as it's kind of better transformation from, little kid to hating sand to Darth Vader in this Clone Wars thing than it was in the movie. So I think that's what people are excited for. And, but I don't know if that's enough to hold people, because I still feel the Clone Wars is kind of niche. So I think we're going to have to see. And again, we're going to have a little bit more to talk about when it comes to streaming services here in a little bit. But are you folks ready to move on to our next topic?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And it's actually, we're sticking with the whole Star Wars thing, because we're going to talk about the Space Force, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to go to space, destroy the aliens, and conquer the galaxy once and for all. They've officially announced the Space Force logo. And let me tell you, it does look very interesting. It looks like it's right out of our old friend Star Trek. By comparing them, my goodness, they look very similar. What are your guys' take?
Just take my homework and you can just change it a little bit for me. Just change it a little bit, but you can use it. Yeah. It's like the Enterprise logo, or if you put the Space Force logo next to the Enterprise logo, I swear it looks almost exactly the same, which I think is hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
I'm looking at it right now, and it's insane. It is hilarious.
It's at least if you're going to pick a logo, you pick a good one.
Man. It's so weird to me that this logo is what it is, because to me it's like there couldn't be a more blatant ripoff, and then at the same time it's kind of genius.
It's kind of genius. Please explain.
Genius in the way of getting people excited again for space. You know, it's a new frontier, if you would like to say.
This is just the militarization of space. It's not even like exploring. It's just like, let's put guns up there so we can shoot people. I don't know. I'm not
still
following.
Cool with me.
Yeah,
that is still cool with me.
That's
like I told you guys earlier. If the anthem for the Space Force isn't the Halo theme, I say it's not worth it. I think that is a requirement. We need the Halo theme, and then we'll be good. But it's interesting. It's an interesting time that we live in, that we're talking about an official United States Space Force and the logo being directly from Star Trek. But I guess that's the world we live in, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was a little quickie there. So let's move on to our next topic. And that's actually, we're going to jump right back to the streaming service issue, the streaming service debate. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a lot to say about streaming services, believe it or not. I think a lot of people agree that there is way too many. It's getting bad. At the beginning, it was really nice. We had Netflix, we had Hulu, and Netflix gave you the movies, Hulu gave you the TV shows, and it was affordable because there's two of them, $20. Now, every production company under the sun wants their own streaming service to put their one or two good shows on there and want people to pay $10 a month to watch it. What a joke. What a stupid, idiotic decision. Instead of having people, a flocks of people, go to a streaming service and watch their show and get excited about their show and buy merch or buy the Blu-rays or things like that, you're going to try to get people to pay $6 a month to watch one show. Now, you guys are probably thinking, man, you kind of sound awfully specific. And yes, I'm talking about The Office, because that's the big story that a lot of them are saying. They're taking The Office off of Netflix, putting it on their own streaming service, which is going to be a fluke, in my opinion. It's a stupid decision from what is it, NBC or ABC?
I think it's NBC.
Gosh, so dumb. But
I disagree. I think
really,
it's smart. Yeah, if I look at the business, I think it's a lot smarter than letting Netflix make a ton of money off of my production. It's just the future of media. I mean, it's just how it is. Everybody is streaming now for everything that they want. So everybody is making that move when it goes to talking about sports, you're talking about politics, you're talking about movies, you're talking about entertainment. Everybody's jumping into this space, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that definitely Netflix, who got there first, they've been dominating for a while. It's a little bit dangerous to them that people are wanting their properties back to do their own thing, but I don't think it's bad, because if you make something, you deserve to be making that profit off it. I mean, if you look at what HBO's been doing, they've been doing it for a while now with their HBO Now. They've been doing it with their one cash cow show, Game of Thrones, and that's been how they've been making money on that streaming service. There's a lot of companies that'll be doing this and trying to expand that way, because if you get somebody who just loves The Office and they're paying that $10 a month, for example, and they want to watch something that's not on The Office, they're going to check out whatever else is left on that streaming service, and then it's on your platform. You can sell advertising, and you'll be making the money instead of Netflix. So I think it's smart.
I'm on the fence right here, because I think it's smart for a business, but I'm also with JSB where I think it's kind of stupid, because it sucks for the fans. And
it does.
And it is one of those things where, like, it all comes down to accessibility, and I think that's what we're facing in the modern era right now. Is we're coming to the place right now with streaming that we don't have the accessibility that we once had. Because a couple of years ago, it's like all you needed was Netflix, and you have every movie in the whole entire world. That's what it felt like. And now it's getting to the point where you have to have 2 or 3 streaming services. And this kind of breaks it back down to the days where CDs and vinyls and cassette tapes were a thing, where, you were able to afford 5 or 6 CDs, but that was all. You weren't going to get every single album that came out that year in your car or on your radio, because that was just impossible and way too expensive. That's where you had the fandoms come in. And that's how people really just really enjoyed music back then, and content back then, by buying a physical copy and knowing that's all the amount of money they could spend on their media. Now we're getting to that phase where we're doing the same thing, but with streaming. Like, you're going to have more dedicated fans with this streaming thing, because they're going to know, I pay this much every month to watch The Mandalorian. I might as well go all the way in, and buy a Mandalorian hat, a Mandalorian t-shirt, and all that stuff. That's how you develop fandoms and a loyal fan base. It is a smart thing to do as a business person, but it kind of sucks as a fan.
Interesting takes, Mr. Sandoval. Interesting take. Now, I'm a little weird how I deal with my media consumption. I think you find this with a lot of I don't know if nerds are the right words. I mean, it is the right word, but people who are really into pop culture and that stuff, they usually stick to physical. And I'm a type of collector who gets physical everything. When there's something I love, I need to own a physical edition of it. You look at my video game collection, all of them are going to be physical games. The only digital ones are the ones that are only available digitally. I have Blu-rays of all of my favorite movies, all the most important movies I have Blu-ray. My favorite TV shows, The Breaking Bad, The Office, I have Blu-rays of those. When The Mandalorian Blu-ray is available, hopefully it will be, I'm going to go ahead and get it like that. So it's honestly a little scary, in my opinion, that we're seeing this rise of streaming services. And like, I enjoy how easy it is to just, watch it wherever, whenever. But I'm worried for the preservation of this media. I'm worried about the ownership of this media. You're paying this money to get these shows. You're spending way more than it would to be just to buy the movie, right? And then if they decide to take it off, it's gone. You can't watch it anymore, right? So let's say hypothetically, NBC decided to not put The Office on their own thing. They just wanted to take it off and run it on their TV channel. It's gone. It's gone. There's so many movies that we've seen that have just disappeared from history just because they removed it. So many games, great games that were on the Xbox Live Arcade that were digital only, right? And the Wii Shop, when they shut the Wii Shop down, they're gone. You can't get them anymore. So I am really hesitant when it comes to digital media, digital streaming services. I'm really hesitant. I try to stick with digital when I can to kind of show that people are still interested, put my money where my mouth is and all. But it's hard because it's not stopping. I can tell you right now, it's not stopping.
I think you said that preservation's easier with actual physical things. I think I disagree, because now we were able to get these files set up where people can watch them. I mean, like, say if I want to watch an old movie from the 1970s and all I have is a VHS tape that I bought back then, it's going to be a lot easier for me to get a streaming service and stream it where it's been touched up and ready to go wherever I want to go. I think that preserving the thoughts and the ideas of these things is a lot easier now. Yes, you're right. There's a risk that people take things off, but that's why Amazon and Amazon Prime exists. That's why there's this service called Vudu. There's a lot of these services where you can buy things to stream, just straight up, like buy episodes, buy movies, and they stay there because you bought them. So it's not like they're going away forever. I think it's easier to keep these ideas and keep these movies, keep these games, keep these music, all that stuff. I think it's better conserved in a digital form, because right now I could go into Spotify and type up some band from the 1940s my grandma loves, and that's going to be easier than me going and finding a vinyl and getting a record player and playing it.
The problem with that, Ben, is that you have to rely on these servers. You have to rely on these companies staying around.
You also have to rely on technology staying where it's at if you're doing it the other way, relying on your VHS player working in 2020. You're
right. So there is risks to that as well.
Yeah, either way.
There's risk with both. But it's just kind of iffy that, you can fix your VCR player. You can get it working, throwing parts at it, throwing money at it. But if this big company decides to shut down their servers, again, the biggest example I can say is the Nintendo Wii Shop. All those games that were available as downloads only on the Wii Shop, if you didn't have it downloaded on your console, they shut down the store. They're gone. You can't get them anymore. If you bought the game and you paid for it and you didn't have it downloaded, too bad. So sad. It's gone. So that's my big hesitation with streaming services. I know it's kind of silly. It's a silly fear to have.
No, it's fair.
It's just, I'm iffy about it. And with these streaming services and how many there are, it's turning into a lot of money, man. For you two, what streaming services are you subscribed to or have ways of subscribed to? Which ones are you loyal to, per se?
Netflix. Because the only reason I think Netflix is the way to go is they have proven time and time again they can produce and make interesting stories and series. And also, I'm a big fan of The Dark Crystal, and I need to see how that kind of series wraps up. Well, we know ultimately how it wraps up, but yeah. I need to see what's going on with the Gelfling and the Skeksis.
That movie scared me as a kid, man. That movie got me as a kid.
It's something else, man.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the only one you're subscribed to?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I used to have
basic from.
I used to have everything, and then I was just like, this is just a waste of money. Most of the time, I only watch The Office, a new series on Netflix. I'm going to start watching The Witcher, and that's about it. Everything else, I don't really care about.
That's a good game. You should get it on your Switch. It's really good. You'd love it.
I might.
For me, mine is actually Hulu. I use Hulu more than anything else right now because Hulu has
Interesting.
my shows that I really like, which are Survivor and 24. Great shows, but I always go back to those shows so I can watch those on Hulu. That's the only one I think I'm subscribed to, and then I mooch off accounts for Disney Plus and Netflix. But really, I mean, for my streaming, I probably spend about 75% of my streaming time on Hulu. I think I'm an outlier with that. I think not a lot of people are into Hulu, but I'm into it. I like it.
Well, and I think that liking the Survivor is one of those things where there is a huge fan base. And I definitely think that's where they make a lot of their money.
Yeah.
Having Survivor on there. And I also know Rick and Morty is on there as well. And that's why a lot of people have.
And the Eric Andre show. Heck yeah.
Oh, classic. So I'm a little more interesting. I have no offense. That sounded really mean. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
It was me, dude. Trying to make this
I'm quitting.
No, I'm subscribed to a little bit more. I'm mooching off more as well. So I'm actually a big fan of Netflix and Hulu. I'm right there with you on Hulu. I am a Prime member because I love Amazon Prime, shipping and everything. But with that, you get the videos, and the main ones I watch with Amazon Prime is the Top Gear replacement. I forget what they called it, but the one with the three hosts from Top Gear, that amazing car show, they quit and they jump ship to Amazon. So that's really good. And House is on Amazon, so that's great. I keep Hulu around for King of the Hill, and there was another one on there that I watched. But Netflix is probably the main one I have playing in the background because there's a bunch of good things to watch: Criminal Minds, Office, all those goodies. But if there's one that if I had to get rid of one, I'd probably get rid of Disney Plus, because right now, besides The Mandalorian, which I've watched once all the way through, I'm thinking about rewatching again. But besides that, I don't have much of an urge to go back and watch all those old Disney movies again and again. And the series they have on there, besides, the cool Star Wars one and the Star Wars movies, like, man, there's not really good. I don't really want to go back and watch those Disney Channel Sweet Life of Zach and Cody shows.
What?
And the movie selection on there is god awful. Besides, like, the main Pirates of the Caribbean, Star Wars, and Disney movies, the movie selection on there is god awful. Like, they have a lot of titles, but man, there's a lot of direct to DVD trash on there. So I don't know how you guys stand on that. If you had to get rid of one, which one would you get rid of, and why?
I'd probably also go with Disney Plus, even though I really do like it so far. But like you said, it's just not quite as established yet. And I've already watched the show I want to see.
Yeah, that's gonna take a while.
And I only have Netflix, so I'm gonna stick with.
You gotta get rid of one.
The thing is, if Disney starts pulling their movies from Netflix, then I might have to migrate.
Oh, they are.
I think they're working on it. Yeah.
Yeah. But they haven't yet all the way. They haven't fully implemented it. So it'll be interesting to see. But I'm also still there from Netflix because of their TV series. Yeah, I'm just really into it.
I think Netflix does a good job with their originals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Castlevania. That's an amazing Netflix original.
Netflix original anime.
Yep, and then the Breaking Bad movie they put on there. Ooh, that's a good one too. Netflix has definitely got some good stuff up their sleeve, and that's why they're number one. And I think that's why they're going to stay number one, because they know how to do their stuff.
Well, consistency.
Exactly. Any other closing thoughts on streaming service before we move to our next topic?
I think the future is bright. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Okay. We got a solid from Sansel.
Yeah. Streaming platforms,
We're introducing a brand new, exciting game to the voiced opinion. I'm so excited for this game. I don't know about you guys, but all the crazy news stories that go on in this crazy country of ours. How many more times can I say crazy? I can say it some more times. But there's crazy news stories all the time. You can't even believe half of them. Well, in this game, me and Jacob Sandoval are going to be put to the test to see if we can pick out which news story that Ben Kaysen is going to provide to us is real and which two are fake. Or actually, it was the opposite, right?
Yeah, there's one that's fake and two that are real.
Okay. So,
and
it's going to be swapping each week. So next week it'll be Sandoval picking the stories, and then next week it'll be me. But yeah, we're going to have this fun game. I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited about it. How about you?
I think it's great. I can't wait.
Who is he asking? I kind of got lost in translation. I was like, who's he asking? And I have no idea what.
Everyone.
Oh, everyone? I guess I'm kind of excited.
Yes.
Oh, I'm still rattled from that Ben body slam.
What? What are you talking about? Hey, you know what's interesting right now, though? The fake news question mark. That's what we're going to call this. Fake news question mark. So it's just basically true truth and a lie, if you ever played that game. So like JSB said, 2 of these are real. 1 of them is fake. Major news stories that I found that really impact every single person. Let's go ahead and start with the first one here. So again, this is the first one. 1 of these 3 is a lie. So try and figure out which one it is. So a British woman claims to be the world's only asparamancer. That's right, asparamancer. She says that she predicted Meghan Markle and Prince Harry leaving the royal family by throwing asparaguses in the air and reading how they hit the ground. She says, and I quote, "When I cast the asparagus, it creates patterns, and it is the patterns I interpret." She claims to have been predicting the future this way since she was 8 years old. That's story number 1. Guys, quick reactions.
My goodness, this lady is a saint. I need to get in contact as soon as possible. I have some truths I need to be discovered.
I agree with JSB. This one is a miracle.
I'm amazed.
We're seeing something special here, people.
People like this, I trust. I trust this lady 100%. If she is real, it's too crazy to not be true. You know,
I think 100%.
If she's really throwing, if she's throwing asparagus and it's telling her the truth, you know, we got some paranormal stuff. I'm a big believer in paranormal, and I've seen crazier than paranormal asparagus.
She's an asparamancer. It's crazy. I love it. Okay, now here's story number 2. A new study involving Dairy Queen claims that there are an average of 282 flies in the average Dairy Queen at one time. Ocean Enterprise, who did that study, claims, quote, "Flies lays their eggs on fruit, food, other animals, and even rotting flesh." Dairy Queen has yet to publicly respond to the results of the study.
I believe it.
Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce.
This is the thing. You said Dairy Queen, correct?
Yeah.
So a long time ago, I tried to get a job at Dairy Queen. Didn't get hired. So I believe it.
This is a revenge on Dairy Queen.
Revenge from Jacob Sandoval. There you go.
Dude, I'm right there with you. I've been in Dairy Queens. That shit's gross. I wouldn't be surprised if they got some nasty stuff going on in there.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored at all. I don't think we're gonna get a Dairy Queen sponsor.
Okay.
Here's a bit. Wait, quick question. Who the heck goes and gets food from Dairy Queen? You get ice cream, but not food. That's disgusting. What the heck is wrong with you?
They got a mean chicken strip basket there.
No, you silence yourself, child.
Dude,
you get ice cream. I looked at it and I was disgusted.
I was disgusted.
Pretty solid toast. Yeah.
Give me some Chick-fil-A. Give me some Burger King. Give me some McDonald's.
Yeah, but
miss me with that Dairy Queen.
The thing about DQ is it's like Chick-fil-A with all the flies.
And that's the thing. This study by Ocean Enterprise claims that we definitely should be going through the drive-thru. Okay, here's story number 3. TGI Fridays has launched a vegan steak created out of watermelon. It costs $13 for a 16-ounce steak. According to TGI Fridays, and I quote, "Animal-loving diners can enjoy fresh watermelon carefully cut into steak slices and then char grilled to create unique steak texture. Pretty interesting. $13 for a watermelon steak. What do you guys think about that one?
All right.
I just threw up in my mouth.
All right. That
was grosser than the fly one.
No. This is the thing. I don't know where people got off putting fruit on the grill, but it needs to stop.
You're done with it.
I'm done with it.
I think
you've never had grilled pineapple.
Ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
I agree with Jacob. Cold fruit, bomb.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's play. Which one do you think is the fake news? Again, we have the British woman who is the experimenter, predicts the future, Dairy Queen and the flies, and TGI Fridays watermelon steak.
All right, JSB, I'll let you go first.
I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to say the experimenter is going to be the fake news one. It's too good to be true, to be honest.
I'm leaning on with the experimenter JSB because, Ben, that's a story Ben would make up in his D&D campaigns. You run into a crazy old woman with asparagus. What do you do? Ask her to read my future with asparagus.
So is that your final answers, boys?
I think so.
Yeah. No, you know what? Yeah.
TGI's Fridays is ran by, what's his name? Guy Fieri, right?
Is it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think, isn't it? Am I wrong on that? Like, he was the founder, I think.
Let me look this up real quick. This is big news.
That and vegans are crazy. They'll do crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's been on commercials for it. Let's see.
Just shoot the animal.
Oh, he might. Yeah, he must be a spokesperson then. Or yeah. I thought he.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think he's crazy enough to be like, let's fly a watermelon. That's all my right. Guy Fieri impression.
Impressive. All right. So unfortunately, both of you have fallen for the fake news.
Oh, no.
The Dairy Queen study was the fake news, my friends. The experimenter does indeed exist in Britain. She claimed that she called the Meghan Markle and Prince Harry thing correct, and there was a whole article about her in The Guardian.
That is fantastic.
And then TGI Fridays, sure enough, vegan steak coming from a watermelon, coming to a TGI Fridays near you, $13 for a 16-ounce watermelon steak.
Disgusting.
Guys, how could you imagine a study place being able to count flies in a Dairy Queen? I thought there was no way that you guys would fall for that.
No, literally.
Dairy Queens are gross.
That's why I thought it would work.
This is the thing. You had the statistics. Did you make up that the scientist name? What?
Yeah, I've made up Ocean Enterprise, and then I went and looked up quotes on flies, and that was the number one quote about flies. The quote was, "Flies lay their eggs on fruit, food, other animals, and even rotting flesh."
Wow. I am impressed.
Spooky.
Thank you.
This is the thing. I literally thought that was real because, all you would have to do is to do a study like that is
count the flies.
Hire a bunch of dumb college interns looking for some lab credits, and they go count flies for you. That's a fact.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, you guys fell for the fake news. Hopefully the listeners did not. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
That was great. I hope you get some good stories coming for us, Mr. Sandoval, because I'm going to get the next one right, and I'm going to win, and I'm going to be the biggest winner in this game's history, just like everything else in life.
All right.
Incredible.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. So, Ben, Jacob, are we going to want to run a quick conspiracy theory past your guys' ear, or do we want to save that for next week?
Do it. Get it at us. Let's go.
Okay.
I'll tell you it's true.
So, one of the craziest conspiracy theories that I've heard is the mattress firm conspiracy theory. If you look at a map store in a major city and search mattress store, you'll find a strange amount of mattress stores in one area. There is a city in, a street in Portland where there is, and I kid you not, 6 mattress firms in a 2-block radius. Now tell me there isn't some crazy stuff going on with some mattress stores. Why is there so many? So here's my theory here: money laundering. Mattresses are expensive. Nobody buys them. So you just filter some in, and there you go. It's insane. There's got to be something going on.
If there's one thing I know about human beings is that no one buys mattresses. Do either of you guys have a mattress? Because I know I don't.
Wait,
I've had the same mattress.
Everyone has a mattress.
Life.
Guys, I went to see. This is the thing. You guys always lived from home from college, but as soon as you move out, that's the first thing you buy is a mattress.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do. We do buy mattresses.
I think you guys are just falling for the conspiracy.
No, and I just looked it up. So what was the theory that they're like really close to each other?
They're everywhere.
Well, they're everywhere, but that's to be expected with the chain.
In one city.
Yeah, how many McDonald's are there in one city?
Yeah, but why do you need 5 mattress stores on one street from the same company?
To make a lot of money.
If you go to Colorado Springs, there is 2 mattress firms right across the street from each other.
In San Antonio, there is a lot. But guess what?
And they're like right next to each other, huh?
There's a couple. There's a couple who are right next to each other.
Why? That doesn't make.
Because they make a lot of money.
But it's a mattress store. Why would you need 2 different mattress stores?
You know how cars places are like sometimes they'll line up like really close to each other and it's like a car part of town. Maybe that's just what's going on with mattresses.
But those are different dealerships. These are the same store, mattress firm, right next to each other.
Do you know
this is whack?
This is why I think it's happening. Is because like those car dealerships, what happens when you have one car dealership, a new one comes across the street.
That's right.
And so you buy up that property, put another store there, and say, look, we're your only option. That's
monopoly.
Yeah. Honestly, buy all the property, sell your product, make the money. And they, like, you said there's like 2 in Colorado Springs. In San Antonio alone, there's about 13.
Whew.
No, more than that. Sorry.
It's a lot of beds.
Like,
there's money laundering going on. I don't care what you say. Call me Alex Jones. The mattress stores are turning the frogs gay.
When I see the drama, I'll let you know. When I see the big news, like mattress firm has been laundering money, you'll be the first one to know.
Breaking news.
Dude,
that's going to be in one of my stories next week.
I'm calling it out. These mattress stores are ruling the world. All righty, guys. So that was our little thing. And I'm going to be bringing conspiracy theories, crazy stories like that every week. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that. Next week, it's going to be a little more wild. It's going to be a little more crazy. So you're going to want to bring your tinfoil hats, ladies and gentlemen. But now we're going to get to the final segment of tonight's show. And it's one of my personal favorites. It is the rant of the week, where we just complain about something for no reason. It's going to be a blast. Now, Ben Kaysen, you mentioned before the show you had something planned, and I have been dying to hear it all night. Hit me with your rant of the week, my friend.
Okay. So we actually talked about it earlier on in the show, Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm going to tell you guys right now, Pirates of the Caribbean Episode 2, Curse of the Black Pearl, is the most underrated movie of all time. I'm going to tell you why.
Wow.
This movie, I mean, everybody's been praising Infinity War. I think it's really interesting. I looked at the plots of these 2 movies, and you think about it, they're very similar of the way that things went and how the story was told. Infinity War was praised, and Curse of the Black Pearl is really underrated. You've got characters all over the map, but are driving to find this one thing. In Infinity War, they're trying to stop this one thing. You've got this big villain that's trying to get there. You've got the heroes are trying to get there, but everybody's got different motivations and are doing different things to try and reach this spot. So at the end of the Curse of the Black Pearl, everybody's going after this chest, and it's just such a cool movie where everybody's fighting for this one thing and everybody's motivations, all these characters, they're focused on this one thing. The same as Infinity War did it. And it throws together a story that could have gotten really convoluted and messed up with a lot of different sets, a lot of different people, a lot of different things, and a lot of downtime in between. Everything feels purposeful because there is this chest they're going after. For people like me who haven't watched it in a while, I mean, I went and watched it this week after not seeing it for probably 3 or 4 years. Go watch it again. It's masterful. I really love that movie, and I think that it's critically underrated, and I think it might even have been the precursor for the Infinity War design. And that's my rant of the week. Pirates of the Caribbean 2, fantastic.
That is a hot take, my friend. You're a big fan of that Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
Yes.
Now, let me tell you something interesting. I watched it the other night, right? I kid you not, like last night I watched it.
Really?
It was a good movie. It's hands down the best movie of the Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a shame what happened to that series.
Yeah,
my
don't get me
goodness.
started on that.
Johnny Depp, what the heck is going on, my dude? Why would you ruin such a great thing? Why? You monster. And hey, look at that. It's again Disney running something into the ground. What a surprise.
But they also made it good. So I can't. It's tougher for me to get on them for this than I do for Star Wars because this wasn't like already established. It was built off of a theme park ride.
Right.
Yeah, it was good, and then they ruined it.
No, it's not ruined. This is the thing. These movies have always been shut your brain off movies. Like, shut your brain off and just be entertained. Because it's not supposed to make sense. We're talking about a man with a tentacle face walking around and he's scared of dirt. That's the premise of Pirates of the Caribbean, and this charismatic pirate who wants to be known as the greatest pirate who ever lived, but he doesn't even own a ship. So this whole franchise to me is hilarious and funny and fun. And
Oh, sorry, go for it.
Oh, it's just, to me, it's like, it's nothing to take seriously. Like,
I disagree. I think it's funny. I agree with all the good things you said, but I think specifically these first 3 movies, I think that you can take them seriously. Specifically number 2, the one I just talked about. It's a really well-designed plot. A lot of the characters are acting out of fear. Jack Sparrow, he got his ship back, and now Davy Jones is trying to, destroy him and kill him and to take the ship back. And he's acting out of fear the entire movie. You've got Will. He's acting out of fear that him and his wife will be hung for their crimes with Jack Sparrow. That's his fear. Elizabeth's fear is that Will is going to be taken by Davy Jones. That's her fear during the movie. Norrington's fear is that he will never get back to where he used to be. That's his fear. Davy Jones is afraid, that his heart's going to get stabbed. So there's a lot of this fear going around, which motivates people. I think if you watch it again and take the plot seriously, there's definitely some ridiculous parts. I agree, but I think that it stands up pretty well. Like, it stands up like a well done movie with like Marvel or DC or Star Wars, where it's entertaining but the plot's well done.
I would say it's better than most Marvel movies.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think
specifically the second one.
Very, very entertaining movie. I like it. Like, yeah. I'm not going to say I don't like it. So, like, no arguments here.
Sweet.
Alrighty. Jacob Sandoval, hit us with that rant of the day, my friend.
Rant of the day. I'm going to kick it to sports.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Not used to us talking sports on this show, but here it goes. Zion Williamson had his debut the other night. And, he popped off. But one of the most frustrating things watching is the coach trying to sub him out every single chance he had to. And to me, it's like, why are you trying to take out this man who is such an impactful member of this team during a game where everybody wants to see him? The whole reason people are there is to see him debut. And then you are trying to remove him from this game. It was ridiculous to me.
See, from an outsider's perspective of someone who has no idea about anything sports, I think that sports is really interesting to watch the personalities play. You like to see these larger than life superstars who own their craft and these people who just have the whole entire nation going for them, rooting for them. And it sounds like this Zion fellow, he has a lot going for him. He's got the community excited to see him. And the fact that this coach doesn't see the entertainment value of having this guy making moves, being on the court, being on the field. Is it football or basketball?
Basketball.
Okay, on the court. The fact that he doesn't see that and he doesn't appreciate the entertainment value, he's a moron, and he takes his job too seriously.
Well, and this is the other thing is like there is that entertainment value. That's just the plus side. The other thing was he brought them back. Well, they weren't out of the game by any means, but he got them when he came into the game. He scored 13 points and then brought them the lead. That it's one of those crazy things where it's like, why don't you just leave him? And yes, he did let him stay in. He didn't call a timeout. But at one point, he was telling the point guard to call a timeout. Lonzo Ball refused to call a timeout. He dished it back to Zion. Zion scored. That's just one of the things that just frustrates me in sports is, they care so much about what's called. I think they worry too much because they were worried that Zion will play 5 more minutes than he's supposed to and he'll get hurt. I think it's very unlikely in that kind of situation that Zion would get hurt, especially how the teams were playing and how Zion was playing. What was happening is he was going down the court, getting the ball, shooting the ball, passing it around a little bit. At the beginning of the game, the first couple minutes he was in, he just passed it around, and it looked like he wasn't trying to score because somebody told him not to.
Yeah.
But then once he got started going at the fourth quarter, that's when it was like, yeah, that's Zion right there. And then they were trying to pull him out. I'm like, how do you pull out a guy who's on fire right now? It's ridiculous to me.
I think I agree and disagree with you at the same time, Jacob, with this. This is interesting because I think that you hit the nail on the head there with the way the coach handled this, because I think whenever you have a guy like Zion coming in, everyone's watching that game for one player, right? Everybody's ready to go for this. I think he should have pulled him aside in the locker room and been like, okay, it's your night. Go at it. Score as many points you want. Take some shots. Have fun. Don't worry too much about passing the ball. But I feel like that he probably was told a different message. He was probably told something like, we're a team. You're just another cog in the team. He comes out there, and it looked to me like he was barely even looking at the basket. He was passing early on, but I felt like he finally let it go late in the game. Also, I know this isn't very important, but I think they introduced him third on the 5 starters for the Pelicans, and people were mad about that. So I think it's interesting to me that all that's going on. But on the other hand, you do want to keep him healthy so he can play. He hasn't played a game yet all year, missed 44 games. So I could see a minutes restriction, but while he's out there, I really agree that you got to let him be good. And like you said, if he plays more than, what did he play, 18 minutes or something dumb like that, they only lost the game by 5. So keep him in there and they might win that game.
To me, the whole getting hurt thing, if you're worried that he's going to get hurt, don't put him in the first place. Tell him get healthy so we know for sure when you go in, you're going to give us 110%. Because to me, I think that's the most frustrating thing is when you see a player in there who's hurt or is scared of getting hurt. Because then it's like, don't be there because you stop being entertaining and you start being kind of just, I don't know.
Dead weight.
Dead weight, exactly.
Very interesting.
That's my
Very
rant.
interesting. Man, sports. Very.
You can check out the Ben and Jacob Sports Show.
Yep, definitely check that out. It's a good listen. You guys are going to love it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for JSB's Rant of the Day. And I have so many things to rant about. But today, I think I'm going to pick on something that's a little more relatable. I have a feeling that you, Jacob Sandoval, have experienced it. Ben Case and you as well has experienced it. In our little town of Pueblo, Colorado, we have a highway. It's not very big. It's usually around 2 lanes. We have an interstate, which it usually stays around 2 lanes. Sometimes it gets a little wider, but there is a kind of I'm not sure if it's a spoken law or an unspoken law, but the left lane is for people who want to pass, who want to go a little bit faster than the speed limit. You know, around here, it's around 65 in most areas. The right lane It's for people who want to go 65 miles per hour, the speed limit. People who want to go the speed limit. Not people who want to go under the speed limit. People who want to go the speed limit. If you want to go under the speed limit, get off the road. You don't deserve to be on the road because you're a moron and you can't drive. Now, if you go into the left lane and go the speed limit or under, you are a moron. Get off the road. How many times in your day, ladies and gentlemen, not only my co-hosts, but listeners as well, have you been driving and in front of you, two cars are driving the same speed in front of you? The same speed, right? You can't pass them. I mean, you have a dotted line, so you're supposed to be able to pass them. But the two drivers want to hold hands and lollygag and drive next to each other. Listen to their stupid Justin Bieber yummy while they're driving their freaking kids to soccer practice in their minivan. While there's me trying to get to school on time, right? Trying to pass so I can be a good citizen in the left lane. But no, you guys have to go on the same speed. And then to have the audacity, if I get behind you in the left lane and I'm kind of close to you because you're not getting out of the way, which you're supposed to by the law, unspoken or spoken law. If you don't get out of the way, get off the road. If you have the nerve to either A, flip me off, B, I had a guy the other day shake his head at me. He had the audacity to shake his head at me.
The gall.
Did you cry?
Let me tell you this.
Did you feel like
crying? He had his window down. I had my window down.
You did not.
Words were exchanged.
You did not say something.
I did.
You're making that up.
I swear to God. Swear to God on my toys. I shouted to him, get out of the left lane or get off the road, you moron. And then he yelled back at me, well, get off my rear end. And I said, well, get off the road, you stupid idiot.
You did not say that. You're making this up.
Ben Kaysen, I swear to God.
Oh my goodness.
I was running late. So I think I make it perfectly clear that if you are a driver and you do not understand the way highways and roads like that work, how if you're supposed to go the speed limit, you're supposed to do that. You stay on the right lane, right? You can stay in line. You'll be safe. You'll be perfectly fine and everything. That'll be handy dandy, right? You stay out of the left lane unless you're trying to go above 65, above the speed limit, and you're trying to go a little bit faster. If you don't like those rules, if you think it's unsafe, if you think that people who like to drive a little faster are a danger to society, ladies and gentlemen, you do not deserve to be on the road. You need to get off. You're a moron. You're a stupid idiot. And please stay out of my fast lane. And that, my friends, is my rant of the day.
Wait, I got breaking news right here from my phone. Breaking news from the Senate. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Apparently, they say that the speed limit is supposed to be the top end of how fast you go, not the bottom. Back to you guys.
All
Ben
right.
Kaysen, I swear to God.
So this is what I got to say about the whole thing is, I was a Colorado driver once, but now I'm a Texas driver. And have you guys ever seen Mad Max Fury Road?
Oh, yeah.
That's basically what it's like driving in Texas. There are no speed limits, and there's a bunch of big trucks. So,
I think I'm going to love that. When I move to Texas, I am going to love that.
There's literally, they may say 65 miles an hour, but you'll be driving next to a cop going 90 for no reason.
No, but seriously, guys, have you experienced that before?
Oh, yeah.
Have you experienced my frustration?
Yeah, but it's just frustration. I just shake it off and on to the next one. I wouldn't go out of my way and try to shout at
and have a full conversation
about
He shook his head at me. He shook his head at me.
And then you guys
How dare
found
you
out
disrespect
6 lines
me.
with each other.
It's just a head shake, dude. It's not like he said, the spawn of a motherless goat.
Whoa.
In my family,
serious.
a head shake is a sign of disrespect.
Wow.
But yeah, that was my rant of the day.
I spit in your general direction.
Come back and I will
deal
insult
with
you again.
myself. It's lucky I didn't get out of the car because I was thinking about it. The light turned green though, so
I want a time machine to go watch that conversation so I can know it didn't actually happen.
no, I'm telling you, dude, I couldn't make that up.
It's just JSB on this guy's rear end for about 10 miles.
For about 30 seconds, yelling at each other, full sentences.
It's crazy too because we're driving right, and it's right by the dealerships on the highway. I was headed towards Pueblo West, right, and the light turned yellow, right, and you know what yellow means? You know, you slow down.
Or you speed
The
up.
dude comes to a full stop at the yellow just to spite me.
Ooh, yeah, he was really upset with you.
Did you tell him, you fine sir, will you please not stop at the yellow light? Did you tell him that?
I called him a moron and a stupid idiot. I didn't cuss though. I did. I guarantee you.
You're adding stuff.
No,
I might be your boss someday.
You might.
No, trust me, he's not going to be anybody's boss. Probably couldn't get a job at Dairy Queen with her flies.
That was fake news. Just like your story.
Still relevant, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had fun with us. I had fun. I think they had fun. We all had a laugh. We got a little serious. That is a roller coaster of emotion that you get when you listen to the Voiced Opinion podcast, courtesy of your friends from Off the Air Production. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a safe, wonderful night, day, wherever it is you're listening to this. Be safe, be careful, stay out of the left lane, and make sure you subscribe to follow all of our new amazing podcasts that are going to be coming out. Ben and Jacob, you got a sports show coming out soon, right? It's already out, right?
Yeah, it's already out. Yeah, it's Ben and Jacob Sports. Go check it out. It's going to be coming out every week or two. We're going to be getting that out, talking about the biggest stuff in sports. We made our Super Bowl pick. You got to go check that out to get our picks, though.
Mm-hmm.
That is incredible. And then we got some toy reviews coming up. We have so much amazing content coming your way, so you definitely want to be subscribed and not miss a second. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to The Voice Opinion. You guys have a wonderful night. We're out of here.
Bye.
Hey.